Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
And today we're going to talk about your new project, which is Christian TV Ireland, and you're going to discuss how necessary it is in the times that we're living in.
That's correct. It was never more necessary. We spoke about it before, about what we were proposing for this new TV station, Christian TV Ireland. It will be a station that will be dedicated to the honour and glory of God. And it'll also be under the auspices and of Saint Oliver Plunkett, Archbishop of Armagh, that was martyred in the 15 or 1600s. I have the dates, but he'll also be mentioned in it, and we will be. It's very necessary for this program now to start to come into fruition with the help and the subscriptions of the Irish people in this country and Irish people abroad that are still interested in what's happening in the country and are probably appalled at the way the country has turned out with regard to the latest attacks on the Catholic faith.
Okay, so what are you going to do with Christian TV Ireland? Do you have a kind of a program?
Yes. The program is to stand up for the Catholic and the Christian faith in this country. That's number one. Because at the present time, this is the only country, the Republic of Ireland, in where attending mass by the faithful or attending Christian denominations is prohibited, and it's prohibited under penal laws.
Okay.
That is the law that they have used in attacking priests that have already held mass with a very small congregation, taking all due steps. And one priest in particular in County Cavan, Father Hughes, a man that was on the missions in Ecuador, has been harried by the police and the people attending mass. Now, in this small village that you'd be hard put to find in County Cavan. And they've been there taking the names of people that want to attend Holy Mass. Now, that is so draconian. It's unbelievable that it's happening in this country. But is it unbelievable? Because don't forget, this government that we have now with the three parties, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and the Green Party, the mandate that they have is very weak. Most of them were elected in the 5th, 6th and 11th count. Only if we have proportional representation in this country, they would never be they would never be elected if we had systems like in other countries, which is first past the post or some other system that doesn't have people being elected and governing that only got in by transfers from other successful candidates. Now, so they're implementing policies that have caused outrage, not just in this country, but with Catholics and Christians around the world. The need now for a Christian TV station is overwhelming, and this will be designed. This will be to stand up and promote a different viewpoint for the Catholic and Christian faith that is not being portrayed in the media, in the TV or radio in this country. in the mainstream media, radio, television and radio and newspapers. The only papers that are Catholic papers, like the Irish Catholic and Catholic Voice. They're the only ones, and the Tablet magazine, they're the only ones that's, and Alive magazine, they're the only ones that's promoting a Christian, a Catholic and a Christian point of view nowadays. And not everyone is buying those papers or is aware of them. They're getting the message from the national media and it's thwarted. One example that shows the necessity, we had the president of this country, President Michael D. Higgins, on a national television just recently, and talking about the Catholic schools and colleges in Northern Ireland and by implication in this jurisdiction, promoting hate speech. This has been criticised right, left and centre by people that are appalled that he wasn't queried or that there wasn't some other person on that panel to sort of deal with such a claim. This president, when he was a minister, was very popular as a Minister for Communications for Labour with the media and RTE and all the rest of it, and seemed like a very all-rounder. But he was a minister and a TD that promotes the like of Castro in Cuba and all these type of situations. So here we are, a no voice in the media, in the TV to stand up for all this assault and the closure of Catholic churches and Christian churches. So this is very important as to why it'll be there, why the need for it, and why we're looking for subscriptions from the public, from committed Catholics and Christians and people of goodwill in this country and throughout the world. And also, we'll be looking for help and advice from retired TV people that have worked in the television, maybe in this country and maybe in other countries, and are concerned about the secular way that they have gone, and would have some advice and help to guide us about what's the best way for us to do this project. I will also be contacting and getting advice from the global television station, EWTN, Eternal Word Truth Network, established in 1981 and now in many countries and doing great work. It's a program I look at every day, and I can see the good that it does. But it's referring mostly to the situation in the US, which is dire at the moment under this Democratic Party that was elected recently. And so they're beginning to experience what we've experiencing here now for some years, and especially this time. So I'm making a sincere appeal to people of goodwill that want to see a kind of a democratic system obtaining in the media, in the television, and not just the one-sided secular angle that we have at the present time. So I'm begging and asking people to subscribe to this marvellous project that we have, and to do so as soon as possible, so as we can get some idea of what sort of hope we can have. And if there's people that have that are wealthy, perhaps millionaires, and are concerned about the way the secular way society has gone, because it's not in anybody's interest for a society to be so one-sided, because it's going to become it's going to become difficult for Christians and Catholics and people to practice their faith without being accused of hate speech and goodness knows what, when really the Christian way of life is the way that has brought the society forward over many years and responsible for the universities to start them in the first place. So they have a marvellous history, and for anyone to attack it in that way is kind of very misguided and very dangerous. I'm appealing for people to come forward and subscribe to this marvellous undertaking. They will have a voice then, they'll have a programme that they can look at, because there'll be children's programmes. It'll be probably on initially only from about 4 o'clock in the afternoon to about 11 o'clock at night. Of course, it'll start with Faith of Our Fathers, and it'll finish with Hail Glory St. Patrick. That will be 2 features of it, and it will be, I'd say, programmes for children. There'll be catechism programmes for them. There'll be some kind of cartoons for them, and then there'll be interviews and programmes for adults, and there'll be Holy Mass, and as well during the evening, probably from about 6 to 7 or something like that. But and then there'll be also Rosary and Benediction that has a lot of people don't know anything about another time. So there'll be the experience and knowledge and the great tradition of the Catholic and Christian faith in this country and throughout the world.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you very much, Oliver.